So, good evening, good morning in Kenya. Today is the 17th of March, 2025 in Vancouver, and the 18th of March in Mombasa. Today was supposed to be our last class, but we're just going to review whatever we did in the past few classes, hoping that we can get this last Q&A class done with the whole group. So we have a small group today, so we're just going to review everything we did, and maybe if we get an opportunity to go over the Vedic grid. So before then, Shwena, please go ahead. 1 second, I'm going to, yeah, go ahead.
To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all our spiritual teachers, holy angels, holy gurus, and to all the healing angels of the planets, we humbly invoke for your divine blessings, divine guidance, divine love, divine understanding, so that we can understand and practice this in our daily lives. So be it, so be it, so be it, in full faith. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So tell me, what is it that you are confused about, Shwena, so that I can do that for you, help you understand, both you and Anita, and yeah, so that we can best serve you better, right?
Yes,
So
thank
help
you.
me understand what
I
it
was
is
just
that
trying
I can
to,
help you with.
I was trying to do, I thought, let me try and work out somebody's grid. But when I started
Okay.
doing it, I got a
Huh?
bit confused as to
Huh?
what to put in the grid. So we put our personality number, destiny number, then do we put our full name on that? The number of the full name. Do we put the KUA numbers? And when do we put it and when do we not put it? And how do we use the personal year? How do we use the personal month, personal date, uh,
Okay.
and the
So
success numbers?
success numbers, we will leave that out for now. Those are just, that's just FYI, okay? So let us create a Losho grid. Now remind me, I want you to remind me, though I know these by heart. Do you remember your numbers?
Yes, 492 and 3578816.
1 second. 1 second, 1 second. 1 second.
Yes.
Yes. Correct? Okay. So, because we're doing right now, I'm on an extended on Vedic, so I've been doing Vedic, so my numbers are getting a little mixed up sometimes. Okay, so let's do the name. Okay, so we've got name. Okay. Okay. Let's make this a little smaller so I can put everything in. Just so that we have enough space for everything, right? Okay. Okay, name. Okay. You want to use?
Any name. You want to use mine?
Sure, we can use yours. Okay. Okay. So let's go over the concept of name. Now, what is your first and last name? I should have given it to you in your
21
chart
and
first.
21
This is 21,
and 17.
which equals to what?
38 is equal to 11.
Sorry, why we can't see anything?
I can see.
I don't know. I can't see.
I can see.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
No,
Anita?
I'm just, no, I can't see. It's just that I'm on my iPad. But it's okay. Let me go through my phone now. I'll just
So,
disconnect
you
from
know,
here.
there's at the bottom, there's a little scroll. You might be scroll on the side, scroll left, maybe. Sometimes that's what happens. I don't know. Because I can see
It's
it on
okay.
my screen.
Okay. Just go
Anita,
on. Because my
Okay.
video is on, but I don't know. I can't see anything. It's okay. You carry on. I'm just joining again.
Okay, do that. Okay, let's put your DOB while we're waiting for her. Date of birth is
19th November 1958.
19 what?
1958.
Anita, can you see it now? Can you see it now?
I can see now.
Okay. All right, good. Now, let's go over this. So, we've got your first name, which is a 3, second name, which is an 8. Huh? And
Yeah.
your total is coming to an 11?
Yes.
Okay. Now, 11 is what? What did we say 11 was? A master number.
Hmm.
Okay. So, 11 has got many meanings to it, but let's go over. You have the master numbers on there. What does it say? Tell me. I want you to tell me what it says.
11, tremendous energy, determination, and willpower.
Right. So there is many meanings to it when you really look at it. Okay. So reality of it is 11 equals to also a 2, correct?
Hmm.
Now you've got 2 ones here. What are 2 ones? You've got the power of the sun times 2. Okay. So quite often somebody with an 11, okay, which is a master number, 1 is very blessed. 2 has got not only the ability of number 2, okay, but it has 2 ones, which has got 2 Suryas. Yeah. So this is what is number 2, right? Moody, moody, motherly. We call it. There's many things we can say about it, right? As motherly, yeah,
Yeah.
moody. These are the positive, negative. Both come with to the story, right? We have 2 sides to the story, 2 sides to the coin, positive, negative. Yeah. So, you have, when you look at a 2, there is the pure 2 we call, correct? Yeah. There's a pure 2. So pure 2 is just a 2 that shows up. So when you're born on the second of a certain day, that's a pure 2, right? Anything that's between 1 and 10 is considered a pure number. Okay. So, because there are only 9 numbers, correct? 1 to 9, and then there's a 0. As soon as you add a 0, it amplifies that number, right? As soon as you add another number to it, it amplifies. There's only realistically nine numbers plus a 0. Okay. So we use only 9. We've got 9 planets that we use, which you know. Okay. So now, whenever you're looking at a number, especially like a master number, okay, you've got 11, 22, 33, right? So these are master numbers. Now, not only do they have the power of ones, they also have the power of the two, right? So we always look at that. Now, we don't. There are certain numbers that we try and avoid giving to people when it comes to their name. Okay, and those. So, what are the numbers that are we consider the safest whenever we're doing any name numerology? Is 1, 3, 5.
5, 6.
Okay, these are the safest. Now, obviously, if somebody has an 8 as a personality or destiny, we don't give them this, correct? If somebody has a 6 personality or destiny, this is not favorable for them, right? And vice versa. Okay, right? So these are numbers we avoid. 5 does not really have any enemies because it is in the center of the grid, correct? So we avoid giving other numbers to people, but that does not mean that their number is wrong, their name is incorrect in any way, shape, or form. Okay. So we don't change names until the client feels that it needs to be changed or we see something that needs to be recommended. Now, most popular is these are the numbers that are the ones that have a little bit more hardworking in life. Okay. So when you look at these numbers, they say in Vedic, okay, in Jyotish, actually, they say that 4 is Rahu, but it acts like Saturn. Okay. The other things, 7 and 9. 7 is Ketu, but it has many aspects to 9. Not all, but many, many aspects to 9. Okay. Now, 9 can be aggressive, 7 can be aggressive as well. And there's humanitarian, there's a lot of humanitarian in here, right? But this one is also action oriented. There is a little bit of action in there. So there is a few things that are similar, not all. Okay. So this one obviously can be hot-headed, right? We say hot-headed, garam magaj, right? Right? Can they change their mood, very moody. We call them number 9s are very, very moody. You say pal mein masha, pal mein masha, pal mein shola, something like that. What do they say? There is a saying. My teacher uses it a lot. So they change with a flip of a coin, these guys. Okay. So what we do is we avoid giving names with these numbers. Why? This one, because this is a number of detachment. Okay.
Hmm.
There is nothing wrong with this number. It is just that it is a number for detachment. It is a number for introspection, we call it, right? Call it introspection. It's a number for introspection, right? Look within, correct? Right? So it is generally they a lot of cultures, religions, if they found, because numerology is not new to any of us, we've just forgotten about it. Okay. So they used to use this as an indicator for them when they were trying to recruit for priests and priestesses. Okay? In many cultures, including in the Christian religion. Okay, so why do we avoid this? We don't want the client, right? Correct? Because that is a hot planet. Yeah. So if this person has got a name that has got a 9, right, in personality or destiny, then you give them this, what happens? Yeah, when we did decoding of the grid, we noticed, right, that the more 9s they have, the more it amplifies. Now, when you are looking at any name numerology, okay, you look at it as this person cannot change their birth date, can they? We cannot change their birth date, right? This cannot be changed. Okay. The only thing we can change is this. Yes, right? Realistically, legally, the only thing you can really change is this. You might be able to change that depending, right? We've got Akshay, what is it? Akshay Kumar. No, what's his name? Akshay Kumar, right? Yeah. He changed his name, right? So we can do it legally, but generally, this is the name that we always go with. Yes. So now, do you need to change it for any reason? What is your purpose for change? Whenever you ask the client, what is your purpose for changing it? Okay. Number one. Number two, when you're looking at any name numerology, before you change anything, you look at their middle name. Okay. Can we use the initials? Can we use the initials so that we can amplify whatever number? Say this is a number 8. Say yours comes to an 8, let's say, for example. Okay. Let's say, for example, your total, right, first and last name comes to an 8. Now, what is the number 8 for? Yeah. Even though it is shani money, it is also a number of hard work. They have to work very, very hard. Okay. There was actually another professor in numerology had mentioned, she said she was in a number 4 house, okay, because 4 and 8 have got similar traits, right? She said she has never had to work so hard as she did when she was in a number 4 home. Okay, so that is just an example I'm giving you, but it comes to the concepts are the same. House or name, right? Comes to the same concepts because it's sound numerology, we call it. Okay. So now let's keep going. Okay. So let's do yours again. 1, 9, 1, 2, 3. What is your personality and destiny again? D1. D. What's the destiny?
Oh, sorry. 1 and 8.
Okay. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 1 here. So you've got 2 9s. You've got a 5. You've got an 8, and then you've got a double 8. Whatever, whatever, whatever. Very good, very good. Okay, let's see. 1 9. Did we get everything inside? Right? Is this right for your grid? Take a look.
Yeah,
Shana?
yeah, I got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But I haven't
So
put a two.
where's your two?
My name. My name. The total of my name. I put two, added two here.
For your name?
Do we put the name?
No.
So that's why
We
I'm
don't.
getting confused when you put your name and when you don't put the name.
Okay. So generally you don't put your name. It is just to amplify and help you with, we don't put it in the grid. We don't put it in the grid because it's not part of your birth date, right? This grid is only for your birth date. Okay? Because we cannot change your birth date. You understand? We cannot change that, can we? No. Just like when you do Vedic astrology, they only go with your date of birth and your time of birth, correct? Right? They look at your name to see is that what is stopping you or bothering you in your day-to-day life. Now, reality is, do you go with whenever you introduce yourself, do you go yourself as Shwena Malde or do you consider yourself as Shwena?
Just random.
So then which number are you amplifying more?
Three.
Yeah, but you still have two, correct, from this, right? So now this makes sense. Now you've got a yog here and you've got, so what is that yog for? You remember?
Success.
It's a success yoga, right? So we've got that. Where is it now? Let me see. I sent you a little, remember I had sent you this copy image. You remember this one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So it is will, right?
Mm.
Right? And we always say anybody with a 951 is always very successful. Okay. So in business and in business, you would do really well. Okay. Plus, you've got many ones in there. So you probably are very well known. We say when you have lots of ones, what happens? You get a lot of recognition. Correct? Tell me you don't have that, or you do?
Must be having it. I don't know.
No, you
I
would
think.
know. Do you not get
I
recognition?
think. I think she know. I think people know her. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And you've got in Vedic, okay, in Vedic, you've got you've got in Vedic we say you've got two eights, right? If you either have two fours or two eights, it's really good. Okay, which means that you have success already. Though we say number eight, if you have a single eight, it can cause you a little bit of pressure in your life, right? But you've got two eights. Having said that, 1 and 8 are they friends? Are they friends? Rena?
Yeah.
No. No.
No?
Check your notes. 1 and
Sorry.
8
We.
are, she's got personality and destiny. She's got 1 as personality, she's got a destiny 8.
Hmm.
Correct?
Sorry.
But
Where do you
remember,
check?
okay, so I'll show you just a second. It is in that chart. This is why our teacher was saying you don't give notes to your students. See? Says make them write it. Okay, can you see that one?
Yeah.
So right there it says 1, 8 is not friends. No, why? You remember the mythology. Sun, Surya Dev.
Mm.
8, Shani Dev. Now, what is the mythology to that? Surya Dev and Shani Dev. You know the mythology? You remember? No, Shana? I repeat. You want me to remind you? Okay.
Yes.
So I I really recommend um I think you would do really well in this field, but I recommend you watch that show Shani. Okay? Get an opportunity. It's a long one. It's a very long one. It took me a year to finish it. It's a very long one. Okay? Watch the show Shani. Now, Surya Dev, yeah, when his wife, the queen, hmm, had to go to tapasya, they say, yeah, to go and meditate. She was asked by the guru to go and meditate, right? Because there are certain at certain times in our life, our energies does not match, right, with our husband or whatever it may be, with our partner. So she needed to go and meditate. So she was asked to go and meditate. Now, what she did was she took her chaya, we call your shadow. Yeah. She took her shadow and she created a duplicate of herself. Okay. We call her chaya. Chaya. Now, chaya was supposed to take her place while she was gone away to meditate. Okay. And tapasya, we say, yeah, meditate, right? So she had gone away, and in the meantime, during that time, Chaya had a baby with Suryadev. Now, when Chaya gave birth to the baby, it was Shanidev. Okay. Now Shanidev was dark. When he was born, he was dark. So Suryadev said, "This is not my kid. How is it possible? I'm the sun, right? So my children should be bright, not dark." Correct? So he shunned the baby and said, "This baby cannot be raised in my palace." Now, in his palace, he said, "This baby has to be raised away from the rays of my light." So wherever the baby goes, the rays of my light should not go there. Shani Dev was taken into the caves to be raised. Okay. So Chaya used to go, he had given permission to the mom to take care of the baby. So Chaya used to go and visit Shani Dev on a regular basis to make sure he was taken care of and raised, etc. Now, as Shani Dev grew up, he initially, finally came into the house. He was allowed into the house through a lot of struggles, right? He had to struggle to come back. So he had struggles through his life. So, what is the story of Shanidev? Shanidev had to struggle through his life. He grew up on his own. He had to raise himself almost, right? Because his mom had to go and come, right? She had two responsibilities. She had a household responsibility, but she had a child responsibility. So she could go and see the child, but she still had to come back home to take care of her household responsibilities, right? So she would go and she would come back, correct? So now Shani Dev had to be raised on his own. So there were struggles in his life, correct? Yes. Now, what is the planet that we associate Shani Dev with? Is Saturn. Saturn is the number 8, correct? So what happens is that gives you an idea that what was it that each planet gives you an understanding of the characteristics of that planet that you can associate the person with. Okay, so now that is the association. I mean, there's a lot more knowledge to it, but that is in simple words. That is the association. They're still family. They're still father and son. They will still work together at some point, right? But they're not best friends. You put them in the house, they will still work together, but there will be some issues, some things that need to be resolved during that time, right? And how do you resolve those is the question, right? Now, Shani Dev is responsible for what? Karma. How do we know that? How do we look at that? Now, if you look at numbers, if we are looking at the, if I was teaching you and you didn't understand the Hindu mythology, okay, and I was teaching you without the Hindu mythology, we look at number 8. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. So what does that mean? Karma. What do we know about karma? We know there are 3 types of karmas. Okay. The past, present, in simple words, okay? I'm just giving it to you in simple words. It's more complicated than that. But in simple words, the past, which is your past lives, past, whatever it is, your current life, your current whatever. And then you have the benefits of it. Okay, I like to say benefits because we do good, we get good, correct? Yes. So the benefits of it, or vice versa, whichever way you want to look at it, right? So the good or the bad. So you get served what you deserve. Okay. The only menu card you get with this one is what you deserve. You don't get, it's like my teacher when I went for Vipassana. Yeah. My teacher used to say, you cannot go and put a neem seed and expect mangoes. Correct? Make sense? Now, that is our karma in simple words, very simple. Okay. So, same thing when we are looking at Shani Dev, we always look at what goes around. So, the easiest way for you to remember is what goes around comes around, what goes around comes around, right? What goes around comes around. Yeah. The other thing also we look at is which, what do we say? Shani, money. That is another term that we use. Okay. A good way to remember. Shani, money. Yes. So whoever's got number 8, yeah, has got the benefit of this. They will never, never sleep hungry. Okay. They will always have enough money to make sure they can put food on the table. Okay. They will always have enough money to put food on the table. Right. So from however they will do it, they will make sure there is food on the table. Okay. Anybody with this number 8 will always have that, like that support, that positive side of it. Right. But why do we say anybody with these numbers? Right. We ask, work out. Everybody has to work out anyways, in general. Okay. For our health, we all need to work out. But why do we say these numbers are important to work out? Why? Because number
It's a
9
hot,
is, huh? Yeah, tell me, Anita. Tell me.
it's a hot planet, no? So you have to work
Correct.
out.
Yes. And then what about this one? Why? Because they have to work hard to get whatever they want to get, right? So it is like I explained in the Hindu mythology, Shani Dev had to work hard, no, to receive whatever he wanted to receive. And reality is it takes 29.4 years for Saturn, because that is the planet associated with number 8, right? To go around the solar system. It's the slowest planet in the solar system. Okay. So that's why we always say 9 and 8 work out. Because when you sweat, you just amplify the you help with um your numbers. Okay. You just help them, right? So number 9 is because it's a hot planet, right? It's Mars. So when that is, what you're doing is, instead of them taking their aggression out on somebody else, let them go take their aggression out in the gym. Correct? You're just redirecting them. Instead of them going through Links Road, you're telling them take the Bombolulu Road, pole pole. Whatever. I'm just throwing a right. Instead of they go left, tell them go right and go around and come this way. That's what we're doing. We're just giving them a direction to go around, right? And number 8, why do you say that? Is because they have to work hard to get whatever they want to get. They will get the fruits of their labor, no doubt. If they work hard, they will get the fruits of their labor without fail. Number 8 will not fail in getting the fruits of their labor. Okay, remember that. So they have to work hard. But then, what is the alternative to speed up that hard work, right? Because when you work out, you're working hard. No, when you're working out, not yoga, but when you're sweating, yeah, you're working out. You're working hard, right? When you're sweating. So that's the reason why we tell number 8, right? You gotta sweat either ways, correct? There's some numbers that I had mentioned to you that you remember that, there's some numbers where um they will be visiting the hospital. Usually it is, okay, yeah. So they will be visiting the hospital. Either it will be them, right? So they're attached to, we say kala coat, black coat, or white coat, right? So then what is the alternative? How do we help anybody if they're young enough and they come to you? How do we help them? So what we tell them, yeah, they have this one, right? So these guys are good at legal, okay? They are very disciplined, okay? Right? But this is a soft planet, loving, caring, right? Can be moody, motherly, right? So what do we tell them? Now, obviously, this one is the head, right? But this one is also the head in the sense as in they're moody, right? So we got to be careful with these guys. If they have too many of these or too many of these mainly, right? The chances of them having depression when we are doing decoding of the grid, depending on the decoding of the grid, right?
So
These
Farhana,
are,
sorry. My personality is 4 and my destiny is 2.
but you meditate and you
Yes,
do, correct,
regularly.
correct. So you are taking care of your,
But they are not friends also, yeah? 2 and 4.
that's okay. But what you are already doing the remedy, correct?
Hmm.
What is your
Okay.
remedy? You are taking care of, correct? Yes or no?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yes, right? Because this one is from the head, and this one also, when you're looking at moon, There's some mood swings as well. Yes. So what
Yeah.
happens when you've got Rahu, which is the head, right? And this moody, what happens? You can have some psychological, okay,
Issues. Mm.
issues. But you're already, when you ask me, are you doing a remedy? Very much so. You are not recognizing it, but you're already doing your remedy. Okay.
Okay.
So your remedy is already there, and that remedy is good for everything. Okay. It balances no matter what. Because if you look, many sadhus, they don't wear all these malas and stuff like that. What do? They meditate, right? They know when to deal with which graha at which time, at which, right? So reality of the matter is there is nothing to do with graha or anything. We are dealing with it internally. Okay. So we're dealing with our emotions internally because it all starts with us, right? Though numerology only teaches us a couple of things. One is what is your roadmap? What is your roadmap? Okay, because we all have a roadmap. What is your roadmap? Now we've got that roadmap. Now we just know, right? This is your roadmap. Go straight, go left, go right. Okay, we don't need to be obsessed over it, right? You know, I gave you your 1 year chart with your daily chart, right? We don't need to be obsessed over it. Okay, so in simple, that's what it is. Okay, so now we'll keep going. Now let's decode your grid here. Okay, so your grid, we only put your birth date in there. We understand that you have your first name and your first and last name. Yes. Okay. Now, how do those help you? That's the question of the day. But we don't look at that when we are decoding the grid. It is a back of the mind understanding because you can change that. This you cannot change, right? We cannot change that. Okay. So let's go to decoding of the grid. Okay. Let's decode your grid now. Okay. So let's start with repeating numbers. Okay. So now you tell me how many repeating numbers do you have and which ones? We start
Number
with
of
one. Okay. Let's start with one. I prefer starting with the least ones because that's easier because I get the positives faster. Then I know then because I know that there's too many of ones already. So I get the positive faster and then I get the negatives after. Okay. We understand? Because whenever you're talking to any client, you want to avoid giving them any negatives. And quite often, what I will do is when I send a notes these days, I will just tell them, okay, just we'll discuss when we are on the call, right? Why do you discuss on the call? You don't tell the client, you ask them questions, right? You understand? Like if they have too many, say they have too many sixes, for example, correct? So the chances are that they may have an affair. But you're not going to go and tell the client, no, you've had an affair. You're not going to say that, no. Just ask him, how's your relationship at home? That's the question you ask, no? How's your relationship at home? Your relationship with your wife is okay. Your relationship with your husband is okay. Anything outside that relationship that you want to talk about? You see? You understand? So we avoid giving that to the client. That's number one. We don't do it. We don't tell them right to their face because we don't know. Quite often when clients come to you, you don't know them from in time. As time goes, right? I've done hundreds of them already. I've done more than I've done now, almost 200. When I look at the client, I will not go and tell him, okay, so you've had a you've had an affair. I'm going to say, hey, well, how do you know? You don't know me from the hole in the wall. He may have had an affair. You see? So you got to be very careful. Quite often, even if they have this and this together, right? Those are high chances. High chances. Okay? But that doesn't mean that that person has gone that way. He might have, this person might have, because they've got this number here, might have also gone towards love, towards religion, right? Because this number is associated with being very religious, very loves to do research, right? You see? So there could be those chances, yes? An affair with religion, his love for religion, you know, extreme love for religion, right? In the sense as in he's researching everything he can find under the sun to get an answer. Got it? Right? So we don't just go to the client and say, okay, this is what it is. These are just examples of research that has already been done. So let's start with number 5 now. Okay, Shrena, let's go one by one. We go one by one, okay? So let me move this. Okay, we'll move it all the way down here. Okay. So let's go now one by one now. You've got your decoding of the grid. You got that open? You got this one open? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So let's start with the least, the easiest, the one that has got, let's start with the easiest, okay? So how would you go to the client? Okay. So client has got, okay. What does that say to you?
Stability and emotional balance may have trust issues.
Those are just, okay. So that is just notes, okay?
Hmm.
Because as it gets, these are just notes. Those are the negatives to it when it goes past 3, 4, 5 of the same numbers. You generally will not find somebody with more than a couple fives anyways. Quite
No,
often.
I have.
Three maybe.
My
You only
husband
have
has
one
got
five.
my husband has got 3 5s.
So so there might be some trust issues when there's a 3 5s, right? Right? So let's go with one. What does it say? Is emotionally balanced and stable, the quality of bouncing back. What does that mean? That means that um if you have any issues, right, you in life, you are quick to bounce back, very strong-willed, right? You're quick to bounce back. So things will not keep you down for long, right? Emotionally, you're very strong, very stable, okay? Right? These individuals are hard workers and love to work long hours, okay? They have a limited number of friends. So that shows that when you decode the whole grid, right? And then what you do is you write it down, right? So you write it down and say, okay, now what is it I want to extract from this information? Okay. So number 5. Now tell me, what is it you want me to write here? I usually, because I know all the numbers by heart, right? I just put that and then I know what to refer it to, right? But for you, when you are starting, it's always good, write down what you see. So when you see, what does this one here say? Is emotionally this one here. right? Correct? So this is the information that that gives you a little bit more insight into the person. Okay? Right here. Right? So then we keep going. Now let's go. What do we want to decode? We're going to decode 8 or we're going to decode 9. Remember, double 8 is a good thing. It's like having a single, right? So I would go with double 8. Okay? It's just because I know that I'm able to say that. But generally, by the time you get to that stage, you will understand which one to decode, right? Because I always keep the kind of sort of harder ones for later. Okay. So what is double 8? Tell me.
Double eight is good finance, accounting, lawyers, law, and more. No, that's yeah. No, sorry. It's
Okay.
No, it's wealth, no? Money, finance is good for number 8.
I think I'm missing all that on my chart, on my paper.
Are you missing this one here? You're missing this one?
I think
Yes,
so. We didn't,
number
yes, yeah.
8 and number 9 we're
We
missing.
didn't
Okay,
get
so right.
this.
Yeah, that's okay. It's good, no? It makes you guys work a little bit harder. So you got to write, no? We are not lucky. I need you to do a little bit of writing. No, not screenshot. Right, Shrena.
Oh, I
Right.
write it down. Okay, I'll write it
Uh-huh,
down.
right,
Sorry.
right. We're not supposed to, my teacher was so mad on Sunday. He says, no, you want to teach, you cannot be giving notes to your students because this is what happens is that when you write it, you remember it.
No, I'll take a screenshot and I'll write it later on so we don't waste time. Is it
Hi,
okay?
okay. Hi, okay.
Let me just take a screenshot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to give you a screenshot as well. So you can. Let me send it to you over WhatsApp.
Thank you.
But I expect you guys to write it, okay? It's very,
Yeah.
very important for you guys to write it, okay? Please. Please, please write it, okay? Okay. Hi. So we've done number 8. Now we keep going to number 9. You guys don't have number 9 either?
No.
Okay. It's very important for you guys to write it. That's the only way you will remember. Okay. Okay. So you got number 9. Now help me from reading, decode that for me, please. Okay. This
Helpful,
is
intelligent.
no, you look at the second one. Okay. The third one, should I say, this one here. Okay. So what does it say? Read it out for me.
Can't, can't see it now.
Can't see it. Okay. Can you see it now?
You moved it slightly.
No, it's there only. I can see it. Can see it now? Yeah? Row
Anita, are you
one,
there?
two, three, the fourth one.
Okay. So very helpful and giving, humanitarian. They are very verbal to inform others that they are the best. They like announcing their good deeds and may even ask in return. They like to be put on the pedestal. To them, their image is very important. They should avoid lending money as they have a hard time asking for it back. If they are in love with someone, they will do anything for the other. They will do anything for the ones they love. But in return, they can be vindictive. They will be very attached to their mom and mother in law.
Okay. So remember that these are just some notes that I had written when my teacher was teaching us. Okay. These are just some observations, remember. And these are observations from many, 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 many teachers. Okay. So in simple words, somebody with a double two, right? A double nine, sorry. Somebody with a double nine has got a few traits. Humanitarian. That's why in Loshu we say double is good. Yes. Triple, not so good. Quadruple, you're going in reverse now. Right? One is good. Two is very good. Three is, you know, a little bit extra salt. Four is now, my goodness, I cannot eat that salt anymore. And five is, Jesus Christ, please, I cannot take more than half a bite in this. Got it? Remember, I'd given you the analogy of salt last time in food? Yeah? So, humanitarian, we'll look at humanitarian, giving, can be verbal, right? Likes to be put on a pedestal. They think they're the center of the world, basically, in simple words, right?
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Sorry. I don't know what happened there. Right? So, humanitarian, giving, verbal, right? Verbal in the sense as in they will voice their views. They're quick to voice their views. Action oriented, right? What is number 9? Action oriented, right? Correct? So, let's get this done and let's get this over. Let's move on, type of thing, right? Let me do it and let me get going, basically, right? So you got a double 9 there. Okay, let's keep going. Now, what else do you have? So we've done 1, we've done 2, we've done 3, and we are remaining with this. Now we've got 5 ones. Okay, there's pros and cons to that. Okay, so what is 1 related to? Tell me. What is 1 related to?
Leadership.
Correct. But which planet are we associating 1 to?
Surya.
Sun.
Sun.
Correct. Now, what is sun? Sun is the center, like sun, without sun, we can't live, right? We can't survive without the sun, right? Now, what happens when you've got 5 ones? In Vedic, it is not very good, by the way. It's considered too much. It's malefic, they call it. Surya bigar gaya. That's what they say, okay? But that is just something like there are remedies to it, okay? So you got a lot of sun. But having said that, usually people with this number, too many ones, tend to have very lots of good success. They become the center of attention. They become a center of attraction. So they get a lot of recognition. Okay, they do really well. A lot of they get a lot of uh, they can do make a lot of good money, right? Very wealthy, right? They're known, well known, right? Okay. So those are the things that you look at. Now, of all these that we've done, right? Now the other thing is when we say Surya bigger gaya, yeah, what happens when there is a lot of heat? In Mombasa, when it is 40 degrees, what happens? You tell me. What happens when there is 40 degrees of heat in Mombasa? You're cooking, no? You need air conditioning. Same thing. So associate that with when Mombasa is at 40 degrees, yeah, there's too much heat, right? So there are some negatives to it. So when you have got the leadership, things can go the other way as well. What is the other way? What is the opposite of leadership? Make sense? Yeah. What is the opposite of being a good a leader, the sunshine of the universe, right? What is the opposite, right? So that's basically what happens. How do you manage it? I will tell you to do this, but there are solutions to it, which is, and as I had mentioned, solutions only you do maximum of 2. Yes? Now you're already doing your Lakshmi Yantra. Are you guys doing your Lakshmi Yantra every day?
I
In your
thought I
group?
will start it on full moon, but I never. I don't know. There's some obstacle about this Lakshmi Yantra. Maybe
Even I
the
haven't
time has
started.
not come.
Mm.
Okay, that's okay.
But I
But you
think
meditate every day?
yes,
Okay, that's okay.
6 times a
So,
day, a week.
how many? 6?
6 times a week.
It's okay. So, you are working on that, which is good. Most important, what happens when you've got heat? You need to cool it down. How do you cool it down? If you know how to do it. Now remember, not everybody knows how to do this. You guys came as more advanced in many ways because of pranic healing, correct? So number one, you're already doing your remedies by helping others. Okay. So you've got here, right? Correct. So how are you working on this? By helping others relieve their pain. Yes? Through pranic healing, correct? Huh? So, and then how are you dealing with this? How are you dealing with this? By? So, how many remedies are you already doing? Reality is you already got your 2 remedies already. When it is natural remedies, you don't have to worry because you're already doing it. Yeah? Same thing when somebody has got a 4. Now Anita has got a 4 and a 2. So the chances she's already doing her remedies through. Okay. Quite often we say those with these numbers, right, will have, we say chaya of black coat or white coat. You understand? Black coat or white coat. Either legal issues or hospital issues. It will either be them, a family member, somebody or the other. Okay. So then how do you deal with that? Either you go and sit down at the court once a month, make it a habit, sit over there at court, because you have to go either ways. So instead of making a round, right, for you go take an hour over there, go sit over there and drink coffee, help somebody that needs some help. Okay. Or you go to the hospital. Okay. Sit over there for an hour or so. Or you can donate to somebody who's got some issues with, right, or hospital. Okay. Specifically. Okay. Got it? Make sense? So with Anita, she's already doing meditation. Yeah. But I'm sure she has got other remedies that she's already been recommended. Right, Anita? Or no?
Yes.
Okay. So can't give you more than 2. Okay. It's like it's like you have a stomach ache. I'm giving you Gas X, and then I'm giving you Panadol, and then I'm giving you Ozempic. And we can keep going on. You only need Gas X for your stomach. Why do you need to take Panadol and Ozempic? You're going to have side effects. You understand? So that's the reason why we say not more than one remedy. Okay. And when it comes to yantras and mantras, you can do mantra as much as you want. That's fine. That's praying to God. Doesn't matter which way you pray. Yeah. You're praying to God. But it depends on which yantra. Some of them are safe, some of them are not. Some of them are very specific. Okay. Some of them are shloks and stuff like that. You're very specific. You have to be careful. But just a standard mantra, this one is the most popular that we use. Everybody uses, which is we use in everything. Yes. When we are doing yoga, what do we do? Yeah. It vibrates through your entire body, through all your chakras. Correct? Yeah. The chakras have got a vibration as well. So this one is the best one. Okay. But there are many others that I've given you that are very general as well. Okay. And then when it comes to yantra, traditionally, and I believe I had already mentioned to you, yantras, okay, okay, yantras are always written. There's a specific paper like papyrus paper. Okay. Traditionally, that's how they were written. Yeah. And then they use kumkum, right? With anar kalam, we call it anar kalam. Okay. You know what that means, anar kalam?
No.
Okay.
What
Anar
is that?
is anar, anar daram, pomegranate.
Yeah.
It is actually just a branch from pomegranate that is cut, that looks like a pencil. Okay, it's sharp at the bottom. You can use it to sharpen it, but it doesn't have, you can't write it like a pencil. So you use kumkum, which is red, yeah, to write on here. Okay, so for example, we are writing the Lakshmi Yantra. Okay, the box has to be completely closed in, remember. Okay, and somebody asked me, which one do you always do? I prefer writing it this way because that also reminds me of my Loshu grid. Now this cannot go out of here. Okay, so usually with when we write it in papyrus and kumkum and with an anarkalam, what happens with it? It will deteriorate at some point. Now it's not going to stay forever, is it? 6 months maybe it will last you, correct? Yeah, so it will probably last you 6 months. So that's the reason why this is the best option for you to use it on. Okay, so when we say, when people give you yantras and mantras and they give you all those they give you tavis or whatever it may be, right? There's a lifespan of it. There's an expiry date to it. Okay. Some people now put it on metal, but metal doesn't. When it metal at some point will give the energy, then it has to expire as well, right? But people just keep it, so we don't do that. Okay. So yantra is like we say or a taviz, or we say is um uh it's like a steroid. Okay, so we avoid giving those. Now you guys are already ahead, like I mentioned. You already do meditation, correct? Now when you are looking at somebody else's grid as well, we also look at the Vedic grid. Okay, now let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so let me write that down. I make it a habit because I like to remember. I make it a habit to put 88, 44. But that is the way I write it. Okay. It is really, it is only 8. Now, why do I do that is the question of the day. Because we say when somebody has got in Vedic, they say when they have these numbers, right? There can be a number of struggle. Okay. That's what they're called, the number of struggle, right? But but when they have when they have yeah, then it is a positive. Okay, got it. Now let's keep going. There's a lot we have to go over, but I'm just going to quickly run through them for you, okay? So these numbers are considered hard numbers. Okay. And then these numbers are considered. So let's go this one. Okay. Okay. So these ones are considered don't have any, oops, sorry, don't have any, these ones are just, they're not soft, they're not hard. Okay. Okay. So now let's go over and get Shrena's birth 1911.
Sorry, we can't hear you.
Oh, can you not hear me? Can you hear me now?
No, we can hear her. It's your writing connection, Shrena.
Oh,
Sorry, we can't hear you.
I can hear her, Shrena.
she probably can't hear either of us. Can you hear now, Shrena?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so is it your volume that was low? You good? You good? Okay. All right. So remember this one is Vedic. Okay. So what happens in Vedic? We have talked about it. We do not take the century. Okay. So this one is no. We do not do the century. Okay. So let's keep going. We've got 1, 9, 5, 8, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. And then she's got personality is 1, destiny is 8. So you've got double 8 right there. I got an extra 1 there. Okay. Right. So this one takes a little bit longer to decode. It takes a couple hours to decode. So we're not going to go over that because this takes a couple of lessons, just to more than a couple of lessons to learn. But in simple words, right? So here's something for you to look at. I'll show you what it looks like. So there's a lot for you to learn when it comes to Vedic, right? There's all these that we need to learn. There's the yog numbers that you need to get. Okay. Then we look for the, don't worry about that. These are the detailed readings, right? And we'll go on and on and on and on.
We
Okay.
don't have these notes, yeah, Farzana? You've not
Huh?
shared this. You've not shared these notes, yeah?
We have not done Vedic yet. We're still on
Yeah.
Loshu. We have
Yeah,
not
okay.
finished Loshu yet. Okay. For Loshu grid, we have not finished yet. We still have, we've done personal year. We've not done mobile and property yet. Correct? Okay. And then we did marriage and partnership, right? We've already done this one, compatible numbers, which that came in the beginning anyways, right? So we haven't done this yet. Mobile and property, right? And then once we are done with this, then we go into doing the Vedic. That's Vedic, sorry, that's different Vedic. Okay?
I just wanted to find out how is Vedic is when you do the the slow show grid, and
Yeah,
sometimes when you ask a priest to do the Vedic grid, uh, sometimes some personalities don't match. Yeah, for the
right.
low show, but they match for the Vedic. So,
You're
how
looking at
would
this
you?
Vedic. This is a different one. This is Vedic astrology. Don't
Okay.
forget this Vedic astrology, which I had spoken about when we were in Mombasa. Yeah, there
Mhm.
are. You remember this chart I had shown you? Remember this chart?
A bit, not a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. There's 12 houses in this. Let me quickly show
Mm-hmm.
it to you. Okay. There's there's two things. There's Vedic numerology and then there's Vedic astrology. Okay.
So that's Pythagorean grade, is it?
No, this is Vedic. Pythagoras is different.
Oh,
And you know what? The more you read, the deeper it goes, and the deeper it goes, the more it goes. This is my new book that I've just picked up. And it's written by an English, an American guy. So there is many. There's the Chaldean, there's the Pythagoras, there is so many. But this is our Vedic. This is literally the Vedic. Okay. Okay. So we've got this we call the Lagna. Okay. Or the first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th. Okay. This is you. This is your mom. This is your career and your children. This is your family. This is your relationship. This is your father. And we can keep going on. This is death, right? So these are all, this is now, there we go. Sorry. I should have shown it to you. This is what it is. You see that? Can you see it? Yeah. So you've got one. So let's keep going. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. These are all different houses. This is your Lagna chart. Here's your mother's house. Here's your father's house. Here's your relationship. This is your children and career, right? This is your death here, right? So this is very different. Now, how we look at it is very different from numerology. This is a whole different study altogether. Okay. This one has got 9 planets. There's 12 houses, right? You see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You see that? Do you see that? Yeah. You see it? Okay. Now you've also got 9. So you got 12 houses, 9 planets, 12 horoscopes. We've got 12 horoscopes, correct? Yeah. And then there are 27 nakshatras, 4 positions in each nakshatra. Now, each house is divided into 4 positions. Okay. Yeah. So now imagine how many 4 times 12 is what? 48. Now, when you're looking at the moon cycle or the sun cycle, or whichever planet cycle, you got to see in which house does that um, planet sit. Okay, so you got to figure out in which nakshatra it is sitting, in the positive or the negative. Is it malefic or is it not? Right? You understand? So this is way more detailed. It takes way a lot of time and a lot of energy to look at this. Okay.
Does this require your birth exact time of
Yes,
your
it requires your exact time of birth. Okay. This is the one that when you go to a sadhu or somebody or a priest, a Hindu priest, they can do this for you. Okay. That's the one you're talking about. Kundli, we call Kundli. This is what it is. Okay. Make sense? Yes?
but
No?
when you give it to them, they give you pages and pages, and there's so much to read. Is
Correct.
that?
Correct. That's what it is. They give you a lot of information.
Yeah, it's
I don't do it. I've studied it. I don't do it. I refuse to do it. It takes way longer than to do numerology. And the answers are pretty much the same.
no, they're slightly different.
You really?
Yes, I
So what difference have you found? Tell me.
when I was doing some couples,
Mm,
um, I was trying to sort of see if they borrowed the numbers, what we were doing for the couples. And
mm-hmm.
for for the numerology, they were
Mm,
not matching. And was when I had that read by some astrologer who was doing the Vedic one,
mm,
there was 75% match. So I was a bit confused.
mm-hmm. So let's try. Do you have their numbers?
No, I don't have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So send it to me so I can look at it, because I would
Okay.
love to know what the differences are for sure. Because you
Yeah.
mentioned, you remember we did yours the other day, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Remember? So we got that accurately, right? So
Mhm.
was that when you did your Kundli for that, did that work for you?
No, we did not match our Kundalini because my husband doesn't have that. I've got
Okay.
mine, but he doesn't have his.
Okay. All right. But I would like to see what the differences are, because it's always good to know. We're always in a learning curve, right? We're always learning something. And I'm curious to know what the differences are,
Okay, I'll
right?
send you both the Vedic
Send
one
me
and
both.
yeah,
Yes. And then I will take a look at it. And you said 75% was a match for them.
yeah, that's what he said.
Okay.
Yeah.
So send it to me. But always remember, we're not all accurate in life, right?
Mhm.
Right? There has been errors even by Jyotish, and there can be errors on the other side as well. So let's look at it together and let's see what that is. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what, basically in simple words, this is what the Vedic astrology is, what you're talking about, Kundali. Okay. When we're looking at a Vedic grid, right, we're looking at something totally different. Okay. We're using numerology. We're charting it the same way as we do a Loshu grid, except we do not use the century in it. Make sense? Yeah. We still put in the personality, we still put in the destiny, and we still chart it the same way, except the numbers are put in a different position. Number 7 comes in the middle, right? For Vedic, while number 5 comes in the middle for Loshu. Now with Loshu, when you count sideways and downwards, it's always 15. Not in Vedic. That's not the formula.
So in Vedic, if 7 is in the middle, is it like a harmony, a number for harmony, like how 5 is for in numerology?
So what is the concept um, what is the concept of we call it Sanatan Dharma, yeah? Because that's what it is. It's Sanatan Dharma, yeah? That's what they call it, yeah? Hindu Dharma. What is the main concept, be it Buddhism or Hinduism? What is it? It's called detachment. Detach from your worldly matters. Detach from your worldly attachments. Correct? Yes or no? Yeah. So that's the reason why when we look at numbers and which ones are friends and enemies, the two that don't have enemies are 5 and 7. They have neutral, but they don't have enemies. Yes? Like 7 and 9 are neutral, but they're not best friends. Why? Because they have similar personalities in certain ways. Okay? But having said that, I've got two of my very good friends have got number 9s. Don't ask me how that is possible, but it is. So, um, so that's what the difference is. So when you look at it, these are different. What is 5? So in don't forget that the Chinese believe that 8 is a lucky number for them. Yes, right? If you look at Chinese, for them 8, they like 8s. But we believe that 8 is a number for karma. But we believe what goes around comes around. And 8 is, there's a lot of hard work. You got to work hard, right? You got to work hard for it. So that's the difference. Now each culture comes with their own things that they would like to look at. But having said that, if you look at it, they also use the Loshu grid, and so do we, right? Because they say it was developed by Master Loshu, who was a Chinese saint. Okay, make sense? A little bit more
Yeah.
understanding of the concepts.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. And then you know how to do your personal year, personal year and everything else. You know how to do that?
Yes.
Yeah. Should we go over that
So,
as well?
so how
Yeah, go
do
ahead.
we? I wanted to ask you. Initially we did put in the grid our names and the core numbers, and I quite like
We
that
didn't put
because it
name.
adds a lot to the
No, we
grid.
never put name. We never put name, but we
Oh, you
did
never.
calculate the name. We never put the name, but we calculated the name. Kua number,
Ah.
as I had mentioned to you, yeah,
Mm,
Kua number is, Kua number is actually a practice that it's called Pa Kua. You remember I had
mm,
said? Yeah.
mm.
And this concept comes from, yes, Feng Shui. Okay. So Kua number is not something that we do use in the grid. People do put it in just when you are a beginner. But when you go into more detailed, which now you guys are at that stage, where next is learn the property and mobile, and then you go into Vedic. Correct? So Kua number we do not use It has got, I had mentioned to you, 10% of your grid, maybe, if anything. Some people say Kua number is your lucky number. Some people say, so there's a lot that goes on with this number. Then those that want to refer you to certain elements in the sense, if you're taking any, if you have any stones or anything you want to wear, this kind of gives you an indication of what to wear. But that is not like you can use it if you want, right? But reality of that is that you can do a lot of remedies that are cheap. And I had mentioned to you there is a book called Lal Kitab. Okay, this is for the average person, right? Because most of the people that come to you now will not have that funding to go and buy a sapphire ring, right? Or a ruby ring, or any kind of expensive stone, right? So then we find simple remedies like, you know, on Mondays you give, on Sundays you can go and put some, say, Sunday, right? You can do, there's many remedies, you can go and do rice. Then Monday is the same thing, rice, milk, right? Milk, right? In the temple, or rice, right? And on we can go, right? Something yellow, right? Depending on the planet. So Mangal is a red planet, right? Hot planet. And then you look at Budh is Mercury is green, right? Then when you look at Thursday is so when they say there's some numbers are malefic. Malefic is like three or more of the same numbers are going in reverse, correct? So they're malefic. So how do you do it? Donate bananas on or something yellow. I do bananas, okay? Because I've got too many threes in mine. So Thursday is always a challenging day for me because I have a three in the house and I am a double three, triple three. I got triple three in mine. So now imagine what happens in the house. Everything goes in reverse on Thursday. Every Thursday. If you come to my house, it is drama permanently on Thursday. So then what is the remedy? I take something yellow every Thursday to the temple, or I donate. Give it to somebody. Doesn't matter, whatever you want. So I do bananas. Those are the easiest for me. Okay. Yeah. And then you go to Friday, then you have Saturday, then you have Sunday. Saturday is you can actually do for Rahu, like I told you, Rahu, or which is number 4, and this is Saturn, which is number 8. Okay. Even when we write yantras and mantras for, there are certain yantras and mantras for Rahu and Saturn. We usually do it on this day, right? On Shukla Paksh, we say, or around then. Okay. Make sense? Yes? Maybe, maybe not. So these are easy remedies when we are looking for remedies. But you guys are blessed with your remedies already. You don't need to do any more remedies. You guys are blessed. God has blessed you with your remedies. Okay? Yes? Okay. Any other questions? Anita, you have any questions?
No, no, I'm okay.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we're
Can
good
we
now?
quickly Can we
Yeah.
yes, thank you. Now at least I understand. Can we quickly go through the personal year? Okay, I've written down how to calculate. So when do you use this personal year, personal month, personal? When you want to start a new project or something like that, that's when you use this
So,
personal.
so the best option for personal year is, it's always good to know what is my next year, because you need to know how your year is going to go. Yes. So personal year is 19, 11, 20, 25, which is what? Do you remember?
Three. Yes, three.
Okay. So now what I do is, I know what my roadmap looks like in 2025. If you know that your roadmap looks like a 3, what is 3 associated with?
Knowledge.
Correct?
Knowledge, no?
Yes, that's right. Correct. Anita is paying attention. Anita, very good. You're paying attention. Right? So now what do you do on this 3 year?
Teach.
You read books, you study, you learn everything you can. You fill your head with everything you can find. Knowledge. Just get as much knowledge as you can. Okay. But now you've got a 1 and you've got an 8.
See, you're
How?
learning numerology this year, Shrena.
Correct. That's
You're
right.
learning numerology.
That's right. Exactly. So now, you remember I gave you a chart when you were looking at the personal year?
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell me, what is it you find in the chart that is related to you for number 3? How does it look to you? Do you see it?
The chart for, sorry.
You have this chart, no?
Yeah.
Okay. So we go down. Trust me, don't feel bad because I still refer to my notes, okay? I can't remember everything. When you look at
It's a,
when you look at a Jyotish, you think he doesn't carry a book. He carries a book now that he has to refer to. So don't feel bad that you can't remember, because I too can't remember everything myself.
that's what
Okay?
I was getting frustrated with. I said,
No,
oh my
no,
God,
there is
now what?
nothing to get. No, listen. How many? I've seen how many I see in a day. I've got like 8 sitting on my table right now. Okay? So imagine how many I look at. Even then, I refer to my notes. That is the reason why it is very, very important that you write your notes and remember them. Refer to them. Don't get frustrated. Okay? Like when you're in school, you can't remember the whole textbook, can you? Even the teacher himself cannot remember the whole textbook. Same thing. You cannot remember the whole textbook. Don't feel bad. There is nothing wrong. When you look at the Jyotish, he'll come with his book, no? When you see the Jyotish, he comes with his book, no? And then he's referring to his book, no? Yes? So he can't remember. How can I expect you to remember, Papa? I can't. If he cannot remember, how can you remember? You see? So, because you do not see the numbers that you see most often, you will remember. Okay? But you're not going to see the whole compass of everything. My teacher, he says, he sees mostly people with 4s. I see mostly people with 9s and 8s. So now his experience is going to be different than mine, correct? He is going to be able to see those that have got more 4s, right? Than I do. Yes, his experience is 4 and 7. Mine is different. You see? So I'm not going to remember the other one. You understand? So don't feel bad and don't feel frustrated. Trust me. Okay? And it is good to refer to your notes. It is very, very important for you to refer to your notes. That is the reason why I said write them yourself. If you have to copy the notes, you've got the notes, copy them. Okay? Take a little book of whatever it is and copy whatever I've written. You'll remember better. You understand? Yeah. And don't be frustrated, because honestly, there is nothing wrong with not remembering, because you cannot remember everything. And the most important thing is it's important for you to refer to your notes, because you know you've double checked, triple checked, and you know whatever you are saying is accurate because it's somebody's life. Yes. If you say something to that person that is incorrect, then you are affecting their life. And it is also a matter of psychology, right? It is also a matter of psychology. If you've given them the wrong information, what happens? They're thinking, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then what happens? Causes them more anxiety than anything, no? Yeah? You get moody on a moody day, what happens? Gonna have more problems. No, you don't want those problems with you, right?
Yeah.
You understand? So refer to your notes. I do. Trust me, I do. Okay? I do as well. I refer to my own notes at all times. That's why my notes are here. Why are my notes here? Yeah? They're here for me to refer to. Just know exactly where to find them. That's the only thing. Like right now, I went to it. I know exactly where my notes are. In which section in that whole, because you see, mine is really big. You see how big it is? See how much I have. You see how many notes I have? Lots of them. And they keep growing, you see? These are all my notes. These are all the sections on this, on the left hand side. You see, I'm opening all these. These are all my sections here. Yeah. There's yantra, there's mantra, there's, you see, look how many. There's 74 tabs on here. I've got 74 tabs on this thing. Okay. So honestly, don't feel bad that you need to refer to it in any way, shape, or form. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. So let's keep going. Now we were at,
Personal year.
correct. I'm just getting, there we go. Personal year. Okay. So your personal year is what? What does it say? It's a year of knowledge. In simple words, it's a year of knowledge. Okay. Control your expenses. Yeah. Now, what does it say here for your personality is 8? No, personality is 1. Yes. So what does it say? Excellent for learning and religious pilgrimages. Okay. Not best for money, as in don't go start spending money. What does this say? Yeah. Spend more time with family. Good for expansion, right? Control your expenditure. So what does it say? Control your expenditure in simple words. Yeah. They say you control your expenditure, control your spending. Make sense? Huh? Okay. So that's how you do personal year. Okay. So in simple words, what is this? This is just an overview for you to understand that how is this year going to be. You don't need to micromanage it. You don't micromanage it. Okay. You only micromanage it when you have something specific you need to do. You want to sign a contract, you want to do something like that. Then you say, okay, what day is good if you want to do that. But remember, remember one thing, that life has to go on. Okay. Yeah, life has to go on, because there are certain days, certain colors, certain things that need to happen. Now, if you have a personality 1, let's say, for example, you have a personality 1 and a destiny 1. I'm just throwing hypothetically, right? Yeah. And you go and work and you're being asked to wear black. You have to wear black for your uniform. Yeah. Are you going to say, no, I'm not going to wear black? You hire me, I will wear white. That's it. No, no, you can't do that, right? But you have to be aware that what are my options then? You see? So
But
this
then
is
they
what,
say, sorry, they say be careful of your finances. And at the same time, they say possibilities of travel and expansion. So when you are traveling a lot, there is expenses, yeah, expense. So how do you sort of relate to
depends on, so
those?
this is just a general overview when you look at that. Yeah. It's just general overview. It depends on which number it is related to. Because each number says, you see, it says excellent for learning and religion, excellent, excellent, below average. So don't travel right there, right? So you say average, money not great. So you just have to look at it that way, as in different numbers have got different goods and bads to it. Okay. Okay, so if you look at it, see, it's good for childbirth. What do we say? Which are the favorable numbers? 1, 3, 5, and 6. Right? Why do we pick those general numbers? Because those has got less malefic effects to another person in other numbers, with other numbers. Correct? Remember we talked about that, right? Earlier. Yeah. So that's in simple words. It's your year 3. Knowledge, 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 knowledge. Learn, 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 learn. And you've got, so basically we say guru, no? Is guru, right? Yes? What is guru related to? Knowledge. Yes? Right? Okay. So does that help you more? A little bit, kind of, sort of?
Yes, yes, there's a lot of clarity now.
Okay,
Thank you.
good. No problem. So, should we have a class for next week for question and Q&A for everybody else, or how are we going to do this? Because there's only 2 of you today.
You can just ask on the main chat.
Okay, let me stop the recording.